You've been here for a long time, right? Like you know the business
Yeah, how long have you
and
been
why they're providing these value propositions.
Yes.
Certain things that they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been employed
Alright then,
by
start.
7 Seeds for 5 years.
Oh, Tanishka, you want to shoot?
Okay, so let's start by value proposition. Would you like to explain to him a little bit about value proposition, Yatin?
No, that's okay. You can just
Okay,
do the question.
I'll just go there. Yeah. So, do you get a lot of students as your primary customers?
During uni hours, like when uni's on, for sure, they make up a big part of our demographic. But we've also been who we are, and I guess building the reputation that we have for specialty coffee. We don't solely rely on the uni crowd.
Okay, so do you think there are a lot of students coming in the morning or probably in the afternoon?
Throughout the day, really. Definitely people will come in for the morning, get their coffee, quick bite to eat, maybe cake or pastry. But we'll often see them throughout the whole day. If you guys have a break in between classes, they might come in and grab something to eat, a bit more substantial. Definitely in the
So,
afternoon.
what do you think these students expect when they come here to your shop? I mean,
What do they expect?
yeah, I mean, like,
They definitely expect delicious coffee, which is what we pride ourselves on. Really, really great food, high quality coffee, all at a really good price point. Comes with the atmosphere, great service.
Okay, so who do you think your competitors are?
Well, direct competitors.
Yeah.
There's a few cafes around, I guess.
Do you want to say like Stovetop or something?
I'm not even sure what their names are, but
Okay.
yeah. I just try and focus on what we do as opposed to.
And do you think the franchise like Starbucks, Laura Jeans are any way in competition to
Chalk and cheese, completely polar opposite. Yeah. So I guess specialty coffee is very different to, as an industry, is extremely different to your franchise coffee places. So for us, as a specialty roastery, we fly all over the world all year round, hand sourcing the coffee from different parts of the world. We have direct trade with the farms, so that means that we pay them the money directly, so it's not like Fair Trade Organic or Rainforest Alliance or anything like that. We directly deal with the farmers and the people one-on-one. We generally pay above the market value for the coffee, and so that way we can build up these relationships with the farmers. So we quite often go back to really, really long-term standing relationships with these farmers in these areas.
Like fixed suppliers and you
Well, it
don't
changes. We definitely go to the same regions, but there are certain farms in like Guatemala, for example. We always buy this coffee off a guy named Freddie from his farm Finca Rosma, and we've been buying off him for probably 7 years. Each year we go back, we know that the money that we spend on the coffee goes back into better wages for his farmers, for the pickers, for the infrastructure, for the milling stations, and each year we can just see the quality improve and improve and improve.
so do you think like specialty coffee is a unique selling point? I mean,
Yeah, for sure. Like we've built a huge reputation globally for what we do and our ethos and our transparency with our coffee. But sure, it's definitely a massive point of difference between like us and your places like Starbucks and Gloria
Speaking
Jeans.
of Starbucks does a lot of variety and variations in their drinks. Like they have those different concoctions of frappuccinos and all that sort.
For sure.
So why don't you guys go for those kind of varieties? How do you stick to the traditional coffee drinks that?
We stick to the traditional coffee drinks because we want the coffee to shine. That's the main point of it. We, like I mentioned previously, we spend a lot of time, money, resources, energy, emotions, traveling across the world to really just try and showcase this quality product. So we don't want to mix it with cream and chocolate and blend it with ice because you're only really tasting sugar and water and cream. So we want the coffee to be the focal point of what you try.
Ritik, you want to ask something about your target customer? That's something.
I mean, speaking about like customers, like, do you think out of these four, I mean, I listed four options. Like, what's part of a major chunk of these people come to your store? Like, is it the university employee, or the people from the neighborhood, or either the construction workers, or like random one-time customers? Like,
It's a little bit of everything, for sure. Like we have a really large repeat customer basis. So yeah, that's definitely like, you know, the academics over at uni and the employees and the students. Obviously the local residents from around the area. If there's construction going on, they come here. But also because we've been around for so long and we're so good at what we do, we also have a lot of tourists, international tourists come through that have heard great things about our coffee and want to come try it. So it's a little bit of everything.
So like, do you think like these guys, expect the students, accept the students? I mean, do you think they expect something different, like when they come to your shop? When talking about different employees.
I mean, have you targeted these customers in a different way when you actually see someone who's probably an aged couple or an international tourist? You think of them differently in terms of what you're going to offer them from a student or a university, or it's all the same for you?
For us, I think it's all the same. Like, we don't really want to pigeonhole a certain demographic. We just want to try and be as transparent and as honest and serve a product with integrity that's going to appeal to many different people from all different backgrounds and walks of life. So we just focus on like quality products, quality coffee, quality food, quality menu, and priced really reasonably so that it's accessible for everyone.
So do you guys have a lot of regulars? Do you have a lot of regular customers?
Loads
Do
of
you know
regulars.
them by name? Do you know
Absolutely.
their orders?
Know their names, know their orders, know where they work, know what their family does.
And they know you by name.
They know me by name.
They
They know I have a
know other
7-month-old son called Archie. They come in, they ask me how my son's doing. We ask them how their family is.
Okay, so
and
you
that's
will
what
say
it's
the
all
level
about.
of customer intimacy is quite high.
That's what we pride ourselves
Yeah,
on.
okay.
Absolutely.
It's like, do you think, I mean, who are your key partners? I mean, like when it comes to like coffee cups or maybe crockery or even aprons or something, like do you have some kind of link up with someone from the different industry to provide all of
We
you
don't
like,
have specific people. I guess the only one that we really, we work quite closely with Keep Cup that do the these guys. So we work with Keep Cup and we get our own branded glass reusable cups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we don't have any affiliations with them. We just try and find some of the better products on the market, most environmentally friendly and sustainable products, all about takeaway cups, so by a really great company called Planetware, so they're completely compostable and biodegradable.
And where do you buy your raw materials for food? I mean, do you usually go to Victoria Market or like do you...
No, we obviously with any hospitality industry, you have wholesale suppliers.
Yeah.
So we choose carefully. We try and find the best of the best.
Like, do you have a long-term relationship with them, or like, do you guys keep on changing?
No. We definitely a long-term relationship with all of our suppliers. It works better that way, you know. They look after you, and conversely, we look
Can you
after them.
please repeat the suppliers for coffee bean for you guys? Is it from the country or?
The coffee beans?
Yeah.
Oh, we source them all ourselves.
Okay.
So our roastery team and the owners, they will continually fly all over the world. So you think of coffee is a very seasonal product.
Yeah.
So if you think about how like your fruit and vegetables come in and out of seasons, coffee is exactly the same. So coffee will come into season across the world at different parts of the year. So for example, at the moment, a lot of Central Americans and African coffees are in season. So we've got a lot of Guatemalans, Colombian coffees coming in. We've got a lot of coffee that's about to arrive from Kenya and Ethiopia. Later in the year, we'll get some more Brazilian coffee come through, and it just continues like that. Same with the seasons of the fruit and
We're
veg.
gonna observe about students as our target customers for you guys. Can you tell me if students coming in, then one main focus is coffee, or is it food, or is it a place to sit? Is the ambience? I mean,
Look, I guess it's a little bit of everything. Like, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what everybody's here for because everyone comes in with a different agenda. But I guess primarily people are coming here for the coffee. You know, you guys as uni students definitely need caffeine to get yourselves through the day. So coffee is definitely a major draw card. Also, if they're hungry, like our menu is very accessible.
and do you have like any discounts going on, or any offers, student discounts, or if you get your own cup, then you give like.
If you bring in your own Keep Cup, we offer a 20% discount.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it.
Talking about costs, I mean, what do you think your major costs are? I mean, is a lot of your costs fixed cost, or I mean, do you think a lot of them are variable, or like?
A little bit of both, obviously, like with any hospitality business. Wages are a massive cost, food costs are quite large, then your utilities. But obviously for us as a roastery, speaking broader for the coffee, sourcing coffee is expensive.
Okay.
flying around to different origins, shipping it back to Australia, then roasting it, all adds into the equation. But yeah, they're just, normal hospitality running. Any cafe is going to have the exact same things with,
Okay, so you guys shut at 5, right?
Yes.
So why is it that you don't want extended hours of operation when you know that, other franchisees like Starbucks and all, they're open till 11? So why do you think you guys just shut at 5 and because
Well,
do you think you'll have like an increased revenue if you...
Not for this site, no.
No?
No, definitely
But
not.
what about the other cafes that are there?
Well, the one in the city, Brother, stays open till 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, but that's just Friday and Saturday.
Correct. Yeah, but it doesn't. So I guess there's really not a massive financial reason for us to stay open. If we were to stay open at 11 o'clock, it would probably cost us more money to stay open than it would revenue coming through the doors. So it's not financially feasible.
I keep bringing you back to the same point about students and different target customers, because she was talking about Starbucks of how they're opening late. What they're also doing is what we see, and we're not comparing you with Starbucks or anything. Many of the cafes are doing is providing free internet, providing other probably student discounts, which you said you're not. So do you see, when you already see your students as a big customer base, not providing these things as something lacking, or do you because I understand from staff over here you don't have Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi, no discounts, no loyalty cards. But without sounding too arrogant, it's the quality of the product that brings people back. It's like we're not trying to have any.
We want your honest opinion.
Like we don't want to have any gimmicks, bells and whistles to draw in customers. We just want the quality of the product that we serve here to be the thing that brings everyone back here.
So do you have any link up with some hiring agency, or how do you hire people right now?
So different ways. So quite often people will just bring in their resume, come in, meet and greet, bring in the resume, and then we'll keep them on file for when we need to hire. We also put ads up on our social media pipes, so Instagram and Facebook page. And we quite often, or have done in the past, put them up online
do you pay for it? Do you pay for advertisements, or do you use social media?
Think social media probably works really, really well for us. For things like Scout, which is an online recruiting page, I think you have to pay a small fee. I'm not that's out of my jurisdiction. I don't deal with that stuff, so I couldn't tell you the ins and outs, but I could only imagine that there'll be a small fee attached. But for us, it's mainly just word of mouth, our reputation of what we do, and people generally will try and seek a job here as opposed to us trying to hire people.
Also, the last question: is there any changes you would like to make to the business as a manager that you feel like, these changes might be great, or there might be few changes in the future that you guys?
We're actually going through changes at the moment with these renovations. So
expanding a bit.
Yeah, so we're basically trying to make the business or the cafe space work more efficiently. So in a nutshell, we're moving the tables out the back here. And we've removed the table here, we're moving some seating over here. So we're going to have some more designated waiting areas, the takeaway area over here. We're also going to be doing some more takeaway focused food items on offer every day, some sandwiches, salads, things like that, for people that just want a quick bite in and out with their coffee. But apart from that, I wouldn't change a thing.
Alright.
Place works great.
Yeah, one more question. What do you think the major source of revenue comes from? So which group of customers? Are they students, or people from the uni, or people from the neighborhood?
It would be really, really, really tricky to pinpoint that. Yeah. We get such a wide variety of people come through every day.
But you've been here for about 5 years, right?
I haven't been in this site for 5 years. I've been working for the company for 5 years. I've been here about 7 months.
Oh, okay.
It's a mix of everyone, for sure. Okay. I think that the uni crowd generally will only spend $4.50 on a takeaway coffee, whereas people who come in and have a meal are going to spend $50 to $60.
and I also saw that like on your website you can see like what's time, what's the busiest time of the restaurant, right? I see that on usually the morning times are like really. I mean the evenings are very busy, and the morning is like it's kind of an average crowd.
Sure. Was
So
that just like on Google?
yeah. So when you
Yeah.
open the Facebook page of Seven Seats,
Yeah.
you get a chart of Facebook analytics that tells
Okay.
you about. They tell you about like what's the best time to go there, like what's how many people are usually back there. So I mean, have you ever considered like opening a bit late till a bit late in the evening?
No.
Because like
Yeah,
okay.
No, yeah, it's hard, like especially with those analytics, like venue like this, we're a 120 seat cafe, we're going to be busy from the moment we open to the moment we finish. It's going to be bodies in here, like different stages of the day, like the morning up until like 10 o'clock. It's probably going to be a more takeaway coffee focused trade.
Yeah.
People getting their morning coffee, and then obviously over the lunchtime period, everyone wants to come and sit down and have a feed. So yeah, it varies day to day, but it's safe to say that from 7 till about 4:30, busy.
Yeah.
Run over the picture of Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Josh, give us your best pose.